Here are a few tips for our advanced users. Tip number 1. You can rearrange items of a frame using drag and drop. Tip number 2. You can perform certain actions on the active item. I'll go into each of these options briefly. Emphasize item. This will make that item stand out in the final video. When used sparingly, this is a great way to attract viewer attention. Disable item. This will prevent the item from showing up in the final video. This is good to test different versions of your videos. Remove item. This will permanently remove an item. Split frame at this item. This will split your frame into two at the current item. Very useful for long frames with lots of items. Tip number 3. You can add new frames by right-clicking on the frame numbers here. You can also remove the current frame using this option here. Tip number 4. As you know, you can assign images to items from this panel. You can also add custom decorations to your image by right-clicking the selected image like this. For example, using this tape option here, we'll add a Scotch tape effect to this image in the final video. Tip number 5. Your audio can be different from the item's text. You can customize the spoken text by clicking this change button. This is very helpful if you want the computer-generated voice to pronounce some words differently. So let's say I want it to say 1940 instead of 1940.
This happened in 1940.
I can update the text here like this.
This happened in 1940.
You can also choose a different voice for an item using this option here. Just make sure that you click this Generate Speech button to update the sound before saving the changes. Tip number 6. When you edit an item's text, you also need to update the voiceover like this. Just changing the item's text will not change the voiceover automatically.
This happened in 1940. I am changing the text.
Tip number 7. In case you have made a lot of edits and you don't want to update each item's audio by hand, you can just regenerate the whole voiceover again. To do that, first save your project, then open it again in the wizard, but this time, on the first screen, click this button to change the narration voice. Just be careful that any audio customizations you may have done before will be overwritten. Now, when you click Next, the wizard will recreate all audio files again.